So, you thought I was done with FNAF even after putting it into my description. Like literally? What's up? We are back with another FNAF video, guys. I know it sounds crazy that I've come back after releasing my last video on FNAF on 8th July 2017. Well, I thought I had already given up on FNAF because I couldn't clear anything about it, and hence no story came up to my mind. But Scott Cawthon, the creator of Five Nights at Freddy's series, just released a new headache. Yeah, literally a headache called FNAF VR Help Wanted. That's my boy. Like literally no one thought that he would be releasing another game because he was working on books, the FNAF movie, and even plushies. But Scott made a great comeback. Now then, let's start with FNAF VR story. So here we are playing as a mysterious person, and all we know about ourselves is that we are a VR game tester made by Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, or Pizza, whatever you want to call it. All mini games are based on unreal circumstances as said by the advisor, so we don't actually get hurt. These mini games, apart from including FNAF 1 to 5 nights, it includes ventilation, dark rooms, parts and service, etc., which only leads us to night terrors. Hey, funny joke. All of them are very well relatable to FNAF games. Jumping back onto the story, we collect 16 different tapes left by a previous beta tester who tells us her struggle at her job. She starts off normally discussing her struggles and stuff, but she soon starts talking about Jeremy. That's a twist in the story. So another beta tester who got addicted to the game and killed himself. However, Jeremy killing himself is not confirmed. Like, how is that possible? He could have been murdered. The beta tester who left tapes is also known as Tape Girl, as every other theorist is calling her, so the Tape Girl describes Jeremy's death like this.
There was something that looked like a Halloween mask laying on the floor. I didn't understand. Ink must have spilled. It was only then that I heard a shuffle from the testing room and realized Jeremy must be there. I went back and peered in the window. I couldn't see his face. He had the visor covering his head. He had ink spilled on himself as well.
A Halloween mask lying on the floor and ink spilled. This clearly tells us that he has been killed. The Halloween mask is actually his face lying on the floor, and ink is his blood on the walls. By the way, game theorists, really thank you for this. Man, like, you helped me with that point. For his death, a paper cutter was used. This isn't a normal paper cutter. That's what every theorist is pointing out. This isn't a normal paper cutter. So now we're jumping from straight away to FNAF to a normal paper cutter, which is actually not a normal paper cutter. Way to go, Scott. This is actually a guillotine paper slicer. The Tape Girl describes this.
Have you ever heard of a guillotine paper slicer? It sounds made up, but it's an actual piece of office equipment. I didn't even know we had one in the supply room. I guess they're more common at businesses that do a lot of graphic design work.
She didn't even knew that there was one in the office. Most of the things weren't even told to the beta testers. This is getting crazy in here, guys. Well, now the main point comes, and why I made this theory. It is to cover whether Jeremy killed himself or not. The rest of the story will be covered in part 2 of his theory. Right now we need to focus whether Jeremy was killed or did he committed suicide. And is this Jeremy the same as the other two Jeremys named in the series? Well, maybe I have an answer to that. Yep, I have one. First, we look at what Tape Girl is saying. Tape Girl clearly says that the company was making stupid claims on Jeremy, like they already wanted to fire him. She also thinks that they did not wanted to fire him for something he was doing wrong. Instead, they knew he had seen something. She also says that she that Jeremy complained about nightmares and looked like he had not eaten for days. He was turning pale as well. These lines make it difficult for us to tell whether this is a murder or suicide. But the thing is, if they really wanted to fire him, Jeremy would have told the whole world about Freddys' Fazbear's original truth. And when Jeremy was complaining about his nightmares to the company, then he had the courage to tell the whole world rather than keeping the secret it a secret and committing suicide. There's no actual point. The company had feared that Jeremy knew what was going on, and instead I think that this is clearly a murder rather than being a suicide. That's my answer to this question. So the last and final question for this part of the theory: is this Jeremy the same as the other two, or is he different? For that we have to look back to who those two were. First one is Jeremy Fitzgerald, the one who we play as a night guard when playing FNAF 2. Now there is only one possible way that there is a connection between these two. FNAF 2 was never real. That's where the twist comes in my theory. Scott, I'm actually a bigger twister than you. Jeremy Fitzgerald was tested for his shifts as a night guard while he was being tested using a VR. Jeremy was never actually in danger by the animatronics. He was tested because he later on was moved to day shift. This all was just a test. But remember, this is nowhere proved, so you cannot trust this yet. But I will stick on to that reason more likely, because I haven't just worked on skipping this reason. Next is Jeremy, whose name was written on the graves at the ending of FNAF Ultimate Custom Night. That's actually really confusing. Yeah. This Jeremy was seen in the ending of FNAF Custom Night, and he is more likely to be considered from FNAF 2. Now how the hell am I too sure about this? Well, this is actually not my personal opinion, even though it is in some ways as well. What the hell? I'm so confused actually myself. Let me look back. Theorists 101. Just look at this opinion which helped me solving this question. This is just a graveyard picture to appreciate all the hardworking people in FNAF books and games history. Now we are also done with this question as well. Is the same Jeremy who was murdered because he got addicted to FNAF 2, which was tested for his security guard ability. However, this does not mean that the location of FNAF 2 doesn't exist. It only means that Jeremy was being used as a guard on a real location but using a VR. Anyways, if you do not agree with my opinion, be sure you inform me in the comments to tell me what's wrong. The other 75% of this FNAF game story would be covered in the next 1-2 videos. Until then, goodbye guys.